metropolis is unknown. It was first mentioned by name in 1147, and was a convenient meeting place well accessed by rivers and roads. Medieval Moscow, this small trading post, grew and was fortified over the next few centuries, with churches and monasteries being built. However, the 13th century saw a Mongol invasion, burning the city to the ground and killing all who lived there, with Moscow becoming a grand duchy within the Mongol Empire. The city prospered and would eventually lead a united Russian army in victory over the Mongols, ending up as capital city by the end of the 15th century. During the 16th to 17th centuries under the Tsardom of Russia, Russia's heart. It is an upbeat, vibrant, and sometimes wearisome city. Much of Moscow was reconstructed after it was occupied by the French under Napoleon I in 1812 and almost entirely destroyed by fire. Moscow has not stopped being refurbished and modernized and continues to experience rapid social change. Today Moscow is not only the political center of Russia but also the country's most populous city and its industrial, cultural, scientific, and educational capital. For more than 600 years, Moscow also has been the spiritual center of the Russian Orthodox Church. The capital of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, until the Union dissolved in 1991, Moscow attracted world attention as a center of communist power. Indeed, the name of the seat of the former Soviet government and the successor Russian government, the Kremlin, Russian, Kreml, was a synonym for Soviet authority. The dissolution of the USSR brought tremendous economic and political change, along with a significant concentration of Russia's wealth, into Moscow. Area 414 square miles, 1035 square km. Pop, 2010, city, 11,738,547, 2020 Est, city, 12,678,079. Moscow hasn't always been the capital of Russia. When it was first mentioned in historical records around 1147, it was nothing more than a tiny town of little importance. Muscovites today consider Prince Yuri Dolgoruki their city's founding father, but it was only recorded that he dined with friends in the town of Mostov, named after the local Moskva River. It remains unclear exactly when this town was established, but at the time of Dolgoruki it was governed by a noble called Kachka, who fell out with the prince over taxes and was sentenced to death. Small fortress was built on Borovitsky Hill by Dolgoruki's son, Prince Andrei Bogolyubsky. It was the first in a long succession of structures that eventually became the Moscow Kremlin. Moscow remained a small town while the nearby city of Vladimir rose in prominence and overtook Kiev, the old capital, in importance. Moscow's luck would change only later. Moscow's location on the banks of the Moskva River was an important one, as the river connected both the Oka and Volga rivers. Its important strategic position and rapid population growth resulted in Daniil Alexandrovich becoming the first Moscow prince of the newly founded state of Muscovy. He founded a local dynasty which first ruled the Moscow princedom and then all of Russia. He was the forefather of all the Moscow Grand Dukes. Today Moscow is an extremely diverse city, where ancient neighborhoods are interspersed with newly built high-rises, inhabited by people from all over the former Soviet Union.